All right, it's finally here, doing the review on the primitive board. I've been skating this for 10 months. Well, actually, I haven't been skating it for 10 months. I skated it for so many months in the beginning, and then it just got so annoying and frustrating, and I hated it, so then I stopped skating it. Then I tried to play around with it again a few months, then I took another break, and then I played around with it. And I just can tell you that I'm not a fan of primitive. Like, I love the graphics, I like the designs, I like what they're doing. Are they overpriced? I mean, clearly you're paying for the copyright material as part of the extreme board price, because in terms of quality, it's not that good. They got great skaters, but there's just so many cons to primitive boards for me. So I'm just going to be honest with this review. If you've been thinking about getting a primitive, or maybe it is for you, because there are some unique features with the primitive board. So I'm just going to be honest about this. I don't know how the framing is with the camera, if you can see. Maybe I'll do a shot like this. So this side is a lot bigger. I don't know if you can see. This is more pointy. This is more fat. This side reminds me of like a big platypus tail or something. And then this is like a rocket ship. So it's definitely not symmetrical. If you're into symmetrical shapes, then don't go primitive. Not to mention, this side is also smaller. This one's bigger. I mean, it's not like a 1980s old school board that you'd see in like some cartoon or something. But when you're looking down at it and you're as OCD as me, you'll definitely see like the shape. And I mean, at least you don't have to like mark the board and be like, oh, that's the nose, that's the tail, like, so you can easily flip around. Like, you'll look at it and you'll know, like, it's a huge difference. So not really a fan of that, because I like it more symmetrical. And I kind of like the more pointed shape, because if you guys saw my Baker B2 video, you would see that I absolutely hate squared noses and tails. And so this side is squared and this is pointy, and this is like a classic shape. So I'm not really into that. I guess it kind of could help with tail slides. But as you can see, have I been doing tail slides with this board? No, because I don't know if you can see, but the kicks, they're very steep. So like the concave is fairly average, but like the nose and tail, they just boing like a steep shovel. So like instead of getting a quick pop, you gotta whoop, pop it, and it's just when you're so used to like a more mellow board, like a real deck or something, especially lower trucks, you can get that quick reactive pop. This one is like so delayed. So like the first few weeks to month, maybe even 2 months that I was skating this board, ghost pop, ghost pop, ghost pop. Like every trick was messed up, muscle memory. I could not get the tail on the ground. I'd try a tray flip, it'd go bloop. I'd try a half cab flip, it'd go pssoo. Like I couldn't get anything. So once you get used to it, it does have more pop. So I mean, I guess if you just want to pop like really high ollies and you get your delayed muscle memory down, then that's a benefit of primitives. No pressure cracks, so they seem pretty strong. That's another benefit. It does get soggy pretty fast. Like it feels waterlogged, even though this has never been exposed to any moisture or water. So I don't know how that happened, but like my other boards, they stay firmer water. This one, it's all spongy, but it still looks pretty fresh. Never seen that with a board before. So I don't want to be too harsh on primitive. I like the designs, but I'm just not a fan of the nose and the tail being way out of proportion, and the really steep kicks just being too steep for me. Like they're not good for like really fast flip tricks or responsive stuff. Now, if you're into skating like and popping like kind of delayed slow tricks, like you like to do big fat 180s over trash cans or something, or you're doing transition, then tail slides and whatnot, you may like the primitive board. But for me personally, I'm just not gonna get a primitive board ever again. I like the designs, but it's not skatable for me.